For us, sport is a method of bringing a whole country together. The spirit we have in sports, the spirit we have in how we believe in our athletes. In every single thing we do, we are extremely competitive. And we honestly believe we can beat anybody in the world. And I believe I can beat anybody in the world. That's what makes me so patriotic, just knowing that the whole country gets behind me and every single person believes in me. And there's no better feeling in the world.
Dricus du Plessis!
Dricus du Plessis turned a successful kickboxing career into an even more successful MMA one. Dricus du Plessis was born on January 14th, 1994. His parents, Jamie and Gerda du Plessis, raised Dricus and his two brothers in Hatfield, Pretoria, South Africa.
Born on October 7th, 1994 in Pretoria, South Africa, du Plessis developed a passion for martial arts at a young age, setting the stage for his rise through the MMA ranks. Du Plessis was a multi-talented athlete excelling in track, field, rugby and cricket. In 2013, du Plessis made his professional mixed martial arts debut at the age of 19, embarking on a path that would see him rise through the ranks. Du Plessis would take his debut fight on short notice, finishing the bout by technical knockout in the first round. His early fights in South Africa showcased his raw talent and relentless fighting style. Du Plessis would drop his agriculture economics degree at the University of Pretoria, fully devoting himself to the mixed martial arts. It would be here where du Plessis would experience his first setback in the MMA arena, suffering a third-round defeat against the EFC Middleweight Champion, Gareth McLennan. Dricus bounced back well though, moving down to the welterweight class and going on a 3-fight win streak, which got him a shot against Martin Van Staden for the vacant EFC Welterweight Championship. Dricus would finish the fight with his signature guillotine choke submission in the third round, becoming the champion. Dricus defended his belt at 170 pounds before returning to the middleweight division to contest once again for the middleweight title. Dricus showed the English Yannick Bahati, who had been champion since 2016, how to finish. The victory not only established du Plessis as the best middleweight in Africa, du Plessis became a multi-weight class champion within the EFC and quickly set his sights on other endeavours. Du Plessis would move to Poland to join the KSW fighting promotion, where he was matched up against the extremely dangerous Roberto Sordic. Known for his brutal finishes, Sordic was on a 7-fight win streak with all his wins coming as finishes. Du Plessis rose to the occasion, giving one of his best performances, stopping the contest with a precise left hand. At this point, du Plessis was the reigning EFC Middleweight and Welterweight Champion, as well as the KSW Welterweight Champion. Du Plessis was highly regarded entering the UFC's octagon, but even surpassed those expectations. The du Plessis bout had never before reached the judges' scorecards, and this one was no different. His striking again reigned supreme as Perez dropped to the floor only 3 minutes into the first round. Although a significant milestone, du Plessis understood that this was just one win and there was a long way to go. After facing visa issues, Dricus would have to pull out of his scheduled bout on March 20th of 2021. Forced to sit out for over a year whilst the complications resolved, du Plessis would eventually get his shot with the match rebooked, as Dricus showcased his underrated striking ability at UFC 276. Dropping Trevin Giles with a perfectly timed right, the win immediately put the middleweight division on notice, signalling that du Plessis was a force to be reckoned with. A high-profile matchup against the 10th ranked Darren Till followed, with this du Plessis' gateway into being ranked into the middleweight division in the UFC. Till was unable to defend a single takedown by du Plessis and was ultimately finished by submission via face crank. Dricus would be booked only 4 months later at UFC 285 against Derek Brunson. A fight that he would win via corner stoppage at the end of round 2. This meant that du Plessis was now on a 5-0 run in the UFC and a 7-fight win streak overall. This continued success would grant him a fight of a lifetime. A title eliminator at UFC 290 against former middleweight champion Robert Whittaker. A man that has only lost against the reigning champion Israel Adesanya. With Rob time and time again making light work of the rest of the middleweight division. Whittaker represents one of the toughest challenges in the UFC, and with a title fight on the line against Israel Adesanya, this bout will be career-defining for du Plessis. Du Plessis' dominant run has not been without its criticism. Dricus' unconventional fighting style is often labelled as clunky and odd. Dricus in the octagon is a brawler, and it may not be pretty, but he has consistently outlasted his opponents. His cardio has often been highlighted as a weakness as well. But he manages to find a way to win these fights. Du Plessis acknowledges the challenge that Whittaker presents, stating,
Now, a lot of people are saying it's not a smart move to fight Whittaker. 100%, I agree with that. I agree it's not the smart move, but I'm not here to be smart.
If I'm going to become the UFC champion, and I will become the UFC champion, it's going to be out of Africa.
Dricus looks to become the first ever South African UFC champion.
If you don't envision yourself being the greatest to ever do the sport, then what are you doing here?
Dricus du Plessis, remember the name. It will be a household name in the top 10 very, very soon.